What's up guys, Tyler Casey here, and today I'm going to talk all about shooting on Super 8mm film. It has an older nostalgic feel to it, kind of like a homemade movie type feel to it. It was an accessible film camera for people to shoot on. Now it kind of has that old vintage look to it, and it's a lot of fun to shoot on. It's also identified by that sprocket right there that you can see. I wanted to create this video for you guys because we actually created a Super 8 pack where you could overlay Super 8 film effects onto your footage and get that Super 8 look. You can actually check that out down below, but I went through all the trouble of buying a camera, buying the film, figuring what worked and what didn't work about shooting. So I wanted to pass these tips on to you guys so you guys don't have to do the hours of research that I did. But the first thing you're gonna need is a camera. The camera that I went and purchased was the 310 XL. And there's a few different places you could get Super 8 cameras. The first thing I would say is look around locally. I would check Goodwill, I would check any thrift stores, I would check flea markets, I would even hit up your grandparents. I would check websites like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure if you asked around, you could find one. Most Super 8 cameras just need AA batteries, so you just pop those in and see if it works. So with the Super 8 camera, you could spend anywhere from $0 all the way up to $250 to $300. I spent a little extra money. We went to eBay and we looked for a working Super 8mm camera that works well, that's clean. You can do that, but I would highly suggest just asking around and you can find one. Next up, you're gonna wanna purchase some film. We purchased a few different types of film. You can get these off of B&H. You can look around. You can also go to a store that we actually got our film developed at, Pro 8mm. They sell their own film there. They also sell and rent Super 8 cameras, so check them out as well. Some of my favorite film that we shot on was the 50D, was really solid during the daytime, and the 500T has a really good look to it as well. So the different types of film have different color temperatures because back then you didn't have white balance. The white balance was built into the film. So 50D is 50 ISO and the D stands for daylight balance. So it's gonna be balanced to the daylight. So you would wanna shoot that during daytime. The 500T is 500 ISO and the T is tungsten. So you would wanna film at night with tungsten colored lights or indoors. But you can actually take the 500T and on the side of the camera, you can actually switch it over to daylight, and this will actually put a orange filter in front of your lens to correct it for daylight. So you can actually use the 500T during daylight, and it actually looks really cool. The 500T has like some really cool, nice grain to it, and it has some cool burns on the side as well. Some tips when you're shooting: this camera is almost kind of automatic, so you kind of just make sure you have enough light. The camera will tell you if it's over or underexposed. So just be mindful of that, and just be mindful where you're pointing the camera in the light. So the cost of film is about $35, and that's only gonna get you about 2 to 3 minutes of recording at 18 frames per second, which most of these cameras film at. Another tip I would say when filming is make sure you're steady with it. Unlike modern cameras where they have some type of internal body stabilization, these cameras are really light. So you need all 3 points of contact. You need both hands on it. You need your eye, because if you move around a little too much, it's gonna look really shaky, which a little shake is fine with these cameras because it kind of gives it that old feel, but you also have to be pretty steady to get some solid shots with this. Once you're done, you're gonna wanna send this off to get developed. You can look online for places that develop near you or where you can send it off to. We use Pro 8mm. I think overall for the whole buying the film and processing it, it came out to around $100 for 3 minutes of footage. This is my favorite part because you actually get to see your footage for the first time and kind of look at all the cool things that we did. We also threw in some film burns. We actually exposed the film to a little bit of light, and we got some cool film burns in between. We also bought a reel of 100D Ektachrome, and this was kind of a pain because it's processed different, and then everything actually ended up being overexposed and we lost a whole roll of film. Especially on our camera, I would just stick to the 50D, and I would also stick to the 500T. So that's my experience with shooting Super 8mm film. I really enjoyed it. I definitely will do it again. Would recommend everyone to at least try it once. Definitely ask around, see if any of your friends have Super 8 cameras, or look online. Maybe just shoot it once, borrow it from a friend. It's definitely a lot of fun, and it's cool to mix into project. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have ever shot on Super 8 or any other film cameras. If you guys want that Super 8 look without having to do all that work, get our Super 8 pack down below. Use promo code CINE5. You're gonna get $5 off the pack. You could get that look without having to do all that extra work, but definitely getting it in camera is always a better look, but it's also a lot of work. I'm Tyler Casey with Cinepacks. I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.